Chapman, we're hearing from the EU team, 15,000 troops to be trained. How important is that among EU countries?
Well, any training is important. The Brits are training 20,000 this year. There's a 9-country coalition. And training some of those people outside of Ukraine is essentially a sort of rear area. It gives them a sort of psychological cushion as well, where they're not under threat. So it's important to keep training people because this could still be a long war. We hope it would be a short war with the weapon systems which were being given by the West, but always plan for a long war in case that doesn't happen.
Just give me your thoughts, Chip, on the conduct and the state of the war now. I mean, I know you've been paying attention to Vladimir Putin, who has now been comparing the war to the fight against Nazi Germany. Tell me more.
Well, I think he's really only doing that because of the capabilities coming from Germany to Ukraine. The Ukraine really needs a triumvirate of capabilities. The tanks are part of the first one, the combined arms capability. The second one is increased range of precision fires. And I think the most important thing, which will come out officially tomorrow, is the Americans giving ground launch small diameter bombs. That will increase the range of the Ukrainian precision fires from 80 kilometers to 150. That will push the ammunition depots of the Russians further back. They sort of overcame the HIMARS by being able to do that. And the significance of that, it puts everything in eastern Ukraine in range. And more important, it puts parts of the occupied Crimea in range. The third part of the triumvirate is, of course, air power. I think it's also significant that Peter Pavel, who's been elected the president of the Czech Republic this week, and who's a realist because he grew up in the Warsaw Pact and was actually schooled initially by the Spetsnaz when he was in the Czechoslovak army, has said really that there should be almost no limits to Western support, and F-16s or aircraft should not be taboo. Now, Peter is a sensible bloke. I actually trained him when he was at the British Army Staff College. So he's the one to look for guidance from those around the periphery of Ukraine and Russia, including, of course, those who are closest to the problem. Kaja Kallas of Estonia, Sanna Marin from Finland, the Polish president, they're the ones who know the reality of being occupied and invaded by Russia. That's why those capabilities are required, because there still is, again, as Peter Pavel said, a lot of mass of men and material in the Russian armory.
Yeah, Ivanna, Klympush, let me just come to you lastly for your thoughts and your feelings on the prospects of a big spring offensive from Russia, which is now thought to be inevitable.
Well, I do believe that we are in some kind of actual competition right now with the Russian Federation, who would have the resources and all the instruments in order to either conduct the counteroffensive to liberate our people and our territories from the Ukraine side, or Russian Federation that would be ready to push further with its attack and aggression. And I fully agree that the whole range of the already pledged weaponry are incredibly important, but now the urgency of the delivery and the quantity and quality of those weapons are of principle, vital value. And I also agree that it's so important that we should not rule out already at this particular point, the perspective of Ukraine having the fighter jets. And we should, I think, also come to the point right now already when we should try to already train Ukrainian pilots for that possible political decision that might come later on. It would only strengthen, I think, both Ukraine and our common goal of winning this war over the evil and winning this war against the dictatorial Russian Federation that wants just to change the whole geopolitical order in the world and suggest its own rules being imposed on the whole globe.